There are several shows coming up during the rest of this month to help you decide whether you are indeed ready to start your own small business. Resources available to assist your business will be presented to you on January 17th and on January 24th, Financing Your New Business. Finally, on January 31st, Tales from the Front, lessons from those folks who have started their new businesses. They're going to be talking to you about the ups and downs of actually going through that process. It should be a really interesting show. But right now, we have for you, again, two experts from this area who are available to assist you as you move forward in starting your new business, or at least investigating the possibility of the feasibility of a new business, yes. Right? That's right. We were talking about knowledge and Eric?
Yeah, well, I was saying that, you know, it's very important to really do the research and get an understanding of the business, and also surround yourself with support that can help you as a mentor, or individuals like David and myself or business advisors that can kind of guide you down the path, you know, utilizing our experience and our training to help avoid some of those pitfalls that most businesses go through.
Yeah, and again, these guys are from the Minority Assistance, Business Assistance Program housed at the local Chamber of Commerce. But do you have to be a minority to use your services?
We don't. Our target market is the minority business community, the minorities who want to start a business.
Including women.
Including women. Women are considered not minority, they're considered as underutilized groups. And so that underutilized group doesn't have a particular demographic or different particular race. It can be any race,
yeah.
As long as you meet a certain amount of capital in your personal net worth. You know, if you exceed $750,000, do you not consider underutilized?
Okay.
So there is as far as certification, we can certify a Caucasian woman, any woman, but it have to meet a certain criteria as far as
So the best thing to do would be for them to call you,
yes,
and just see, and just see if they're eligible. And we'll give you that contact information before we leave you today. But again, they are at the Chamber of Commerce. I think it's Suite 300?
Suite 300.
300 at the Chamber of Commerce. We'll give you that. Thank you so much. There it is on the screen right now.
Suite 200.
Suite 200.
Yes.
Do you get to work okay in the morning? Suite 200 at the Chamber of Commerce.
And Madison Avenue.
Okay, and there is the phone number. So just give them a call before you go down, or before you decide that you're not eligible. Lots and lots of information available through this program to help you decide. Knowledge, Eric, planning, dedication, hard work.
All of those things go into a successful entrepreneur. You know, organizational skills, some of those things that you need to do on a daily basis in order to oversee the operation are critical. So, you know, if you don't have those traits, you know, maybe another career path is probably better chosen for you.
Less frustrating.
Less frustrating, because entrepreneurship is a very rewarding career, but it can, like you said when we first started, it can become a nightmare if it's not done right, or you don't have the proper skill set or the makeup for it.
Right.
It's not for everyone.
So are you guys saying to folks who start their own, who want to start their own mom and pop kind of businesses, and a big one for people of color is construction, you know, a big one is construction. Are you saying to those folks maybe they need to rethink that? You're saying yeah.
Absolutely.
David's smiling, you're saying yeah.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely.
Why? Why?
Well,
I want to remodel your kitchen. I've always wanted to remodel your kitchen.
You got to understand, construction is an extremely complicated industry, and it's a very cash-intensive service. So if you don't have capital and you don't have the expertise in human capital that can deliver the service, you know, you're going to have some very high damages. Because again, when you're going into construction, the end product are buildings that provide either products or services to the community. And if that building's not completed on time, or if it's faulty for some reason, the damages are huge.
Yeah, excessive.
Huge.
David?
And because then in construction, you have to also consider the capability of the person or the company that's doing the work. And you see, I can be a construction company. I've been in business for 5, 6 years, but 5 or 6 years doing what? have I been doing garages, or have I just been doing some rehab or some renovation? Then all of a sudden, I'm ready to step up to the plate to do a major contract. Well, are you capable of handling that? Do you have the resources necessary to provide the material that's needed, the labor costs for your people, and all other costs associated with that project in a timely manner that you stay on schedule, because everything has a domino effect. And so in construction, it's very, very touchy.
And you, one of the things that I always hear when people are trying to start construction companies, small businesses that are small groups of folks who are trying to start construction companies, is that there's generally tremendous cash flow problems. You know, I need to get paid once a week so that I can pay my people once a week. Not a good plan, huh?
Not a good plan.
Not
at
a
all.
good plan.
And it depends on, you know, what level of construction you're going into. You know, who's your target market, who's your customer base. You know, if you're looking at larger construction projects with sophisticated organizations, well, they just don't write checks every day. They have checks runs,
That's
and
right.
they have pay applications and individuals that review those pay applications to make sure that you're completing the project and a percentage that you're asking for from a financial perspective. And if you have a problem there, you know, you may be looking at 35, 45, 60 days turnaround on your
On
pay
your pay,
application.
absolutely.
So you have to have the financial wherewithal to float
To sustain that time, right?
What does the
right. That's a
contract
good
say?
point.
What does the contract say?
What's the
You know?
contract say?
Yeah.
And so do you guys teach folks about, like, you got to understand bonding. You have to understand all forms of liability insurance. You know, all of those things. Do you help them? Is that part of what you do?
We do.
Understanding
We go through those components of, you know, the service, whether it be construction or some other service, and talk about those critical factors or those critical things that's required in order for them to participate. So if bonding is an issue, bonding is something that's not done overnight, and they're looking at a history that you have to be able to prove your capability in order to perform on
do
this
that work.
particular project.
So we're going to talk about this on the next show when we talk about resources out there to support small businesses. But there was on Bridges a month or so ago, the director from the State Department of Business Development. Do you remember that, David? I think you were
Yes,
at
that
that
was
press
Jacqueline
conference.
Williams,
Jacqueline Williams at that press
Right.
conference. Is the state now becoming more supportive of the development of small businesses? Is that the message that her department was trying to send that day?
What the state has done is, because of their low participation in the past and doing business with minority companies, Governor Kasich has put a mandate that 15% of all goods and services for state agencies should go to minority companies. But you see, and so those are set-asides. In order to get access to those set-asides, you have to be.
Are they being called set-asides? That's a pretty
Yes.
volatile word. Okay,
They
a
are
volatile
called-
term.
They
Okay,
are called set-asides.
all right.
But you need to be a certified minority company, meaning this group as a minority. That would be African American, Hispanic American, Native American, Asian American, and for that group only. But you must be certified. So, and that certification just means that you are really a valid minority company that's not been run from somebody in the back office somewhere
So
else.
you're not a front,
There you go.
essentially. Let's just say
Correctly.
that you're just not
You're
a front.
not a front company, and
right?
that's-
Which means that somebody who is not a minority is actually pulling the strings and running
Right,
the company.
exactly.
Controls company. Thank you,
Right.
Eric.
Oh, that's verified before you can get certified. So those opportunities are there.
Yeah, and that's what makes this conversation such a difficult one, because you see that there are opportunities out there developing for small businesses, and then you see this group of small business, these entrepreneurs who maybe aren't quite ready to meet these needs
Yeah.
out there.
And those are the conversations Eric and I are having constantly. How do we get our people there where they can be had access to those opportunities? So what we're trying to do through our training that we give down at the chamber, we take them through different programs and put on different workshops and trying to fill those voids, those things that are missing, the things that we struggle with, to make sure that we are not only teach it, that we make sure they understand the concept. And so that's our biggest challenge, is getting people, what you might say, equipped to be able to not only get access to those opportunities, but be able to stay there and build capacity through those opportunities.
You know, we have about 2 minutes left, and I'm so glad you took us there to that particular discussion, because you guys do present a program called Fast Track. Is that right?
Yes.
Could you briefly tell folks what Fast Track is? It's a great program, I'd like to say in brief, to get people focused and thinking about their ideas for starting a new business, and, you know, sort of get those feet on the ground moving forward, right?
Yes, it is. Fast Track is a program that was created by the Kauffman Foundation, one of the world-leading entrepreneurial think tanks located in Kansas City, Missouri. They have several products that they put out that all revolve around the training for entrepreneurs. They have First Step, which David and I are both certified in First Step, New Venture, and Growth Venture. We're both certified in all three of those products. And they look at training individuals who are thinking about going into entrepreneurship. When you talk about the first step, it takes you up to the feasibility point, whether the concept that David talked about is a go or no go. Once it gets to that point, then you go to New Venture, which takes you up to the business plan process. So now you have the business plan, and then when you get down the line a little bit, you go into Growth Venture, which takes you to the point of refinancing or going in for a second round of financing to sustain the growth process in that business life cycle.
How long is this series of workshops? How many hours?
So it's a 9-week program.
It's a 9-week program.
Yes, at 3 hours shots.
Tremendous benefit, little bitty benefit.
Oh.
Tremendous benefit.
Tremendous benefit.
Yes, one of the best programs that I've ever been involved with.
You cannot go through this program and then for 9 weeks and then go back to your business and do business as usual, because of what you've been exposed to. It's sort of, you learn all those things that you didn't know before in a way that you know it. So that's the advantage of this program.
And it's not just a lecture type of program. It deals with, you know, the adult learning process where you have the kinetics, the
And everything they
audio,
need to know. And they can call you guys for more information.
us,
yes.
Alrighty. We're going to go away for just a second, but we'll be right back with lots of information you'll want to know.